Good morning and happy morning to everyone. First of all, thank you so much for taking your time out on a busy day for joining this session. This is one of our TeamLease flagship digital event. And this time we have come up with an interesting topic, leveraging technology to transform HR practices. So definitely we're not going to talk about the technology in depth. This is not something that, okay, we are going to talk about cloud or data center and other services. This is something that, okay, how technology is as helping the HR sub platforms to digitalize and how it is helping into business transformation. To have this discussion, we have three of the industry experts along with us. I would like to welcome Dr. K.S. Bhoon, Mr. Amit Rai, and Mr. Satish Chandra. I think instead of me actually giving an intro about them, I think it is good to hear from them directly about them and their experience before we actually start on to the session. Dr. K.S. Bhoon, maybe a
Good
quick
morning.
intro.
So I am a defense veteran. I was a brigadier in the Indian Army, and then I wanted to seek something outside the army. So I joined Ashok Leyland in T&D function as director. Then after about 5 years, I joined ACC, where I was looking after the concrete business operations, HR, and IT. And currently, I'm in RDC Concrete, which is a national company having 117 plants all across the country, from top J&K to Kerala, from Bombay to Assam, or even beyond that. I have a PhD in supply chain management from the IIT Delhi. My HR qualification is the SPHR, the Senior Professional HR qualification. I don't have a formal MBA HR like my other colleagues may have. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here today.
Great to have you, Dr. Bhoon. Mr. Satish.
Yeah, good morning all. I'm Satish Chandra. I'm basically a head HR at present working in a L&T Construction Equipment Limited. You might have seen our bulldozers and excavators and all. And presently I'm working in L&T. Basically, I'm in a MSW, MBA, PGD, DCA qualified. Okay, I have 30 years of experience in HR. I started my career in a government of Karnataka undertaking, that is Karnataka Vidyut Karkhane Limited. Then I moved on to Birla Cements. Then from there to Suzlon Energy Limited. And then onwards, I moved to HAL as a lateral entry. And 11 years I worked there. And last 3 years, my service was in Odisha. And I have involved with the Government of India in a Skill India mission. NSDC has shot a movie on my work, which I carried out in the Orissa tribal area. Okay, I was also an expert committee member for this Skill India mission and at CST ARI and Calcutta. Okay, and after HAL, I joined L&T and during 2017 and as an head HR and presently working. And I have been experienced in HR, legal, IR, carried out, entered in many settlements with the union and won remarkable cases before the court, high courts and other authorities. And this is my background, and I'm happy to be associated with you all in this platform. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish. I think your rich experience is going to help all of us. Yeah, Mr. Amit.
Yeah. Hey, hello, everyone. My name is Amit Rai. I head HR for Tata Play Fiber. Tata Play Fiber is 100% subsidiary of Tata Play, erstwhile Tata Sky. I'm a mechanical engineer turned HR professional. I did my post-graduation from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I have approximately 16 years of experience. I started my career with Coca-Cola, and then I joined this company. I believe that productivity can get impacted a lot by technology, and that's my passion area. And I'm very happy to be here talking to eminent panels, and I'm sure I'll take something out of today. Thank you for inviting me, Subbu.
Thank you, Amit. I think the rich experience within this panel actually is going to help everybody with gain experience from your with your insights. Great to have all of you. A quick introduction about me. I'm Subburathinam. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer and the Business Head for TeamLease Staffing Vertical. Now, without wasting any time, I think let's get on to the discussion where we are actually meant for. Now, technology has now become an integral part of our life, whether it is actually on a individual perspective or an organization perspective. Without technology, we just can't imagine anything. A simple mechanical device, when I say simple mechanical device, it's actually one of a car, automobile car, is now actually becoming a tech-enabled device. There are so much of tech embedment which has actually happened over there. Agriculture, agri-tech has actually evolved. Which was actually meant to be actually kind of like, okay, unskilled, it was looked in an informal sector, as now the agri-tech has actually taken over. Finance, fintech has actually taken over completely. I do not know when was the last time I actually visited a bank branch to do any kind of a financial transaction. So services which are actually nowhere related to technology has now all become a tech-enabled industries. If so, within HR, how this tech is actually enabled? In fact, if I actually say that, okay, during 80s, 90s, or until era of actually late 1990s, if I say to someone that, okay, the salaries were given in a hot cash in a form of an envelope and then was given, I don't think this generation will actually believe that, because nobody believes that, okay, that the salaries were disbursed in that kind of a thing. Imagine the tech revolution, how it has actually transformed every industry and the business. Now, while so much of transformation today, for example, we have 3 stages of technology, right? One, nothing but a leave application form, which was filled manually. When we convert it into a soft copy, it has become like a digitization. The moment when this digitization actually moved to the next stage, which is the digitalization, wherein we have got an application or a desktop portal where we actually punch in and ask for approval, and that process actually goes to our superiors for approval. It becomes a digital transformation. Then comes the business transformation. Because of this tech integration of this digitalized process, how the business is transformed. Now, let's listen from our panelists. Maybe Amit, I'll pick up the first question from you. It's a very simple, basic one. What are the areas within HR domain has actually transformed with this kind of a tech enablement, Amit?
I'll take cue from you. I think the first thing is every company is a tech company now. And when I'm talking about organization, I'm talking about that every function, every sub-function is included in that. So if we talk about human resources, every aspect of employee life cycle has been impacted by tech. And I'm sure there are a lot of examples at this point of time. I'll constrain myself from giving examples. I'll have a lot of examples. But this is moving far more faster. So for example, when we looked at HR digitization and we spoke about HRMS, it was a 10-year outlook. Now, today, in an organization where we have set up our HRMS, say 5 years back, we are re-engineering that within 5 years. And I think that's the pace of technology that is hitting us. So every aspect of employee life cycle, and I am sure this cycle is going to get shortened. Every 5 or maybe less than that, we have to look at what we have created, whether it is relevant today or not. So I am a bit more generic at this point of time. I'll get into specifics, but I think I would love to have thoughts from other panelists as well.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Bhoon.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with Amit that you can call every company becoming a technology company rather than that particular business company. For example, take the case of RDC Concrete. Our job is basically to mix concrete and send it to the customer. Essentially, it is a people's business. So whatever I do now, you say penetration of technology in HR. That definition itself, I was a little confused. Where HR ends and where, since I look after operations as well, where HR ends, where operation starts. It's all seamless. Take my driver. I was just going telling you a few limits where this technology is getting into people. Earlier, I was tracking only the trucks through the normal GPS system. Now I am also tracking the combination. Where is the driver and where is the truck? Are they together or they are separately? It has gone to that extent. So the penetration of technology. So driver is not on my role. He's a third party guy. In fact, he belongs to the truck owner. He doesn't belong to me, but he works for me because the truck is dedicated to me. So starting from the time a person is hired somewhere or being hired rather, or being a candidate rather, I say, till the time he's with you, I think there is no facet of his life as life cycle rather. I mean, put it very rightly, where it is not touching him. He is throughout the day using something the other of technology. Unless, of course, it's a pure work environment somewhere. Even there, I think now a lot of this infrared and RFD things have been put up. So I think every facet of a human being in any manufacturing organization is touched now. Nothing particularly is left, and whatever is left, AI is going to take away even that. So it will be all technology, and human man or human man or person and all from in future. It has really touched every aspects.
Thank you, Dr. Bhoon. I think we are going to come up with the AA question in the coming questions part. But yeah, you touched upon an important point. Earlier, HR, okay, supplying people there, the process ends, but then now it has become seamless from people to operations, and it is so seamless. And the HR is actually embedded into the true form of a technological part. Great insight. And we would have not believed that, okay, such an industry also actually it gets deeper. Okay. Now, in continuation to this, I would invite Mr. Satish, the actual infrastructure machinery supplier for your kind of industry. Maybe we'll take his views before we move on to the next question.
Yeah. See, if I remember where I was working in a Suzlon, so there was a 35% of attrition, and we had to recruit a large number of candidates to fulfill our project requirements and all. Where I used to see bundles of applications in a hard form we used to receive and sit morning to evening for scrutiny, that thing and all, and screening and all. But now all the burden has been evaded by this technology. I really thank actually the technology has reduced our burden and made our work in such a simplified manner, in the sense now n number of amount of volume or anything whatever it may be, we can easily bring our work into the best manner and to reach our targeted level. But you see, especially the beginning is streamlining our recruitment process. The technology has made us easy, and cloud-based system for data storage and lot of almirahs and bureaus and some other wardrobes we used to keep in the offices and all, and it used to fill with only wherever you go, you used to find our files and all. But now that system is not there, and we can store our data in a cloud-based system, and analytics to gain insights in our workforce. Analytics, and what are all the experience and their qualification, and where exactly they are going to match, and what is our business volume, and how these manpower the numbers are going to uh, uh, match with our business requirement and all, and with their experience and our future projects and everything we can analyze within a minute with the help of this technology, that is analytics, to gain insights. And this is what is a platform which we are using for the webinar, this video conferencing. And lot many earlier we used to travel a lot to a lot many destinations for various or business purposes, and now we are without that, and we can by sitting at our office itself, we can interact with the faraway people and all, and reduce our expenditures, and it will obviously it will give it contribute to reduce our expenditures and increase our profitability and all. We need not to call the candidates or our personnel from project site to the present destination to the office and all, and we can give a direction through video conferencing and all. And social media apps and all are there, share company news and updates. And earlier we used to send notices and circulars in hard form and all, and every notice board we have to stick it, place it. Hopefully, I think the just older people used to remember that. So how exactly the communication system that meeting reaching to the last level of employee in a manufacturing sector, actually it was a laborious task, the communication and sending a letters and his appreciation letters, that thing and all. Now the various apps, social media apps and small apps based provisions we have made to reach to the last level of employee in our company, to extend all our communication system very well and very effectively, so that in any time so he can open his app, so he can or register his complaint, or he can send any grieves, anything is there through the apps itself, in case of accidents, in case of any emergencies, everything that app based systems. And the people those who are connected with the app, say for example HR, safety, and department heads, and OSC, occupational health centers, and all these people at a time they will come to know that in case of emergency and all, by virtue of this technology based communication system. And combat chat box and improve employee engagement. You see, a lot of whatever the technology has been established, employee engagement will actually will give us a very good result and feedback, and as well as it will help us to improve the morale, so that in turn that morale employee will contribute more, and it will invariably supports and help the organization to develop. And the next, peer-to-peer messaging communication system. So due to technology and all, and earlier the personally we used to enter to the our colleague chamber, or go to somebody's home or something and all, to keep in touch with our colleagues and all. And with this technology, and definitely we can in a fingertips we can reach lot many people at a time, so that all these engagement and HR activities, this technology has enabled us and really strengthened us to perform better.
Thank you, Satish. I think you actually literally picturized, okay, you like, okay, comparison of the past and present. Okay, somebody who's sitting and taking a notes, storing files, and now what is the current systems? You literally differentiated it. Okay, thank you so much, Satish. I think this actually helps. I actually want to take some cues from there and then move to Amit now. Amit, now, well, we have said that, okay, in so much of places, we actually got this technology embedded and things are moved. Any example that you can actually say that, okay, significant business transformation has actually happened? See, today we just now touched upon, okay, technology embedded areas in HR. Okay, now I just want to go one step further about any example that you can actually share that, okay, this has resulted in absolute business transformation. Amit, maybe because from media background and from the ISP background, internet service provider background, I'm sure you will have a lot of such things actually been experimented and been actually demonstrating it.
So now, because you're talking about business example, I'll talk about that how we have transformed our call center.
Okay.
For example, today, if you look at any call coming in, the quality of call is of paramount importance to us. Today, our systems, and because we are catering to internet, a lot of network data is there, the router data is there, and people can face problem with any leg of the entire fiber deployment that we have done. Now, call center system talks to 8 multiple systems together, and when an agent is talking, the entire data is coming on his or her screen. He is talking and almost to an extent providing solution to customer on the go.
Okay.
So it has become that, and this data will help you analyze that what kind of problems a customer is frequently facing. We have historical data of that customer, whether this customer has faced the same problem before as well or not. If yes, then it will go, the ticket will be generated from the system to our field team to check that why it has happened second time. So it has become far more reactive to far more proactive, to an extent that you are prescribing, looking at the data points that what should be done so that the customer experience should not be compromised at any point of time. I thought you were asking me about business and how technology has helped business bit. I have few examples from HR thing as well, that how we have transformed. And I want to talk about a non-core system like expense, and then a core system like performance management, and what we have done. If you look at expense, is a very tedious task. We have digitized our entire expense module powered by Zoho, and with API integrations with MMT, API integration with Ola, Uber. We have AI technology where you can scan and the system will read it and will make expense on the go. A time, and if you would have looked at a permanent journey plan of any executive before, they had one day in entire week for expense management. Well, on that day I will sit and I'll put my expense. We have eliminated that by having this coordinated or integrated systems that we have created. So today people don't spend time. You start your GPS, by end of it, you close it, your expense will get created. Multiple expense will get collated to a report. Report will go for approval. In the entire approval mechanism, if it is as per policy, you don't even need your manager's approval. It will go and directly hit our outsource agency, which will process the money and will send it to you. So like a customs, you have multiple channel, green channel, yellow channel, red channels. We have created those approval systems so that we can cater to our people faster. Now, so I was talking about the core system, and I believe it's important for participants to understand these specific examples, and if they can take it away and can use it in their organization. That's why I'm a bit more elaborative, and I'm telling you each and every solution that we have deployed. Secondly, from a performance management standpoint, we have faced a lot of challenge, and I'm talking about my experience with the earlier organizations too, where goal setting, because that was a frame given and people took a lot of time to frame goals. It is a discussion between manager and employee. You fill it up, non-standard goals. We did a small experiment. We said, can we use AI to help on this? For all the roles, we went and learned that what kind of standard goals we can have it. And we have approximately 116 roles in our organization at this moment. We got standard KRAs for them. We have learned, obviously it was read with the business and business strategy that you had. And we uploaded that from backend. And we told people that you go, and now, if you have any problem with the goals that we have uploaded, don't sign it off, come back to us, we will change it. 90% of the organization is working with those goals, where I would have put an effort for them, they would have taken effort significantly. Now I open my goal window for a day and it gets signed off. So amazing. I have many such examples that we have done in the organization, but I thought these two examples to be relevant here. I just have put it. Thank you.
Great, Amit. I think before I actually comment about it, I'll take insights from Dr. Bhoon as well.
So I got excited by his Amit. I got motivated to give one example of where business transformation and people connection is huge in my case. So earlier we have these lot of trucks, cement trucks, these stone trucks coming. They used to be weighed on a weigh bridge by a person who used to sit there. He had to be present there in front of the PC. He will take it. A process was IT was there, but the person had to be there. So we have about a year back, we have introduced what is called an unmanned weigh bridge. Unmanned means it is so unmanned, there is nobody there. He just comes, the driver comes and goes on the weigh bridge. And after about, let's say 1 minute or something, a voice comes, which is actually my voice, which says, your first weight is done. The filled weight is done. Go and empty your truck. Then after in Hindi also it says, आपका first weight हो गया है, अभी आप जाके खाली करके आइए. He खाली करो, comes back again stands on that. Then he says, your second weight is also done. And the vendor who sent the truck, he gets complete everything, and there's nobody there. Now, what is the implication? Businesses got transformed, no problem. But there's a guy who was sitting there, he's gone. He's not needed. Now, what we did was, no. Now I need a better guy to manage the back end. So what I've done is, of course, there is some shifting of people here and there, but the non-engineers have gone away. More engineers are now coming. I need more engineers. I need less non-engineers. So what is affecting? I think this is a lesson. Business transformation is occurring. It is acting positively. No supervision needed. I don't need anybody. But it does not mean the jobs are getting lost. Jobs are getting enriched. I just wanted to, I got motivated by Amit's talk. I said, let me give this example because it was not there in my other topics which I was covering. Thank you, Subbu, for
Thank you, Dr. Bhoon. In fact, both of you have now touched upon some of the important processes which are completely automated and has now become like a transformation from past to now. Performance management, no need of measurement, and yeah, without a manager's approval, if there is a certain things which are actually automated, it actually seamlessly enhances the employee experience because some of the payout that happens on time actually makes a lot of difference for people. So that's great, Amit, to know from you. Second, Dr. Bhoon, from the business transformation perspective, how the automation of actually the manning part, weighing part, everything actually happens. Great. Now, taking a cue from here, I just want to go to the next level of question, Dr. Bhoon, and this is to you. One of the important challenge for all of us, and precisely in an industry like yours and Satish, where you have more recruitments to be done in a month-on-month basis. Okay. Say, for example, today we have multiple blue collar, white collar, two different profiles. And if it's a white collar, we know how we have to, say, for example, you want to hire a finance manager, you know what are the process, how do you shortlist, go with the flow, and then do it. You have sufficient time to actually do because the person is also there. Whereas when it comes to bulk hiring, you need week on weeks, let's say 50 people or 100 people to be replaced, to be given or to be recruited, to be for your business. It could be skilled or it could be unskilled. It could be a sales profile or it could be a operator profile or somebody who is required for us to operate. When such a bulk hiring need is actually there, I have seen a lot of organizations facing technological challenges over there to get them, to identify them, and to actually make them on board, etc. So, Dr. Bhoon, from your experience, how that has actually gone through a transformation using technology?
Yeah, thank you, Subbu. So I think I need to tell only about our way of doing and the way we have used technology for this purpose. Firstly, let us see the need. In my case, in our case, we are expanding fast. So we need a lot of people. But getting people, hiring people from outside is not a option at all because firstly, so many people are not available. Secondly, the culture is an issue. I need to see a cultural alignment. So what we are doing is we are doing bulk hiring. So I picked up your word bulk hiring. I said, I don't know whether Subbu knows that I really do bulk hiring, which is real bulk. Real bulk is November, December, January. I have to go to the campuses to pick up people, and actually they are running my business. Today, there's 60% of people are actually whom we hired from the campuses. Now you tell me, Subbu, that I have something like 20,000 people to be screened over a period of only November, December, January, 3 months, and I have to physically go. I go to the campuses because you have to motivate people. You know, there's a cultural issue. People don't want to work in certain type of jobs, and all you have to explain to them. So how do you hire? So normally demand is huge. So I get about, I checked up last year, I got about 20,000 plus people, 20,000 plus people to be screened. I need only 300 out of it and across the nation. So what we did was we had developed a system by which the guys send an email. I want to sit in your camp. They are sitting in the hall. They send an email, no reply. Immediately he gets a question bank. He solves the question bank. Within 10 minutes, I get shortlisting of people whom we want to go for GD. And these shortlisted people, civil, non-civil, we have this electrical, mechanical, we have these MBA, we have 4 categories. All are graded. Then the groups are made. GD groups are made in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, the guy gets, I am in GD group 1, GD group 2, GD group 3, 4, 5, it normally goes to 10, 12. Then I have my team. Now, when we go into the GD group, so this is new. This is this. I have already carried out a trial. We are going to use this AI tool called Read AI, Read.ai. So what we are going to do is, we have already done a trial that I don't even have to probably very awake when the guy is speaking. The Read AI will tell me so and so. Amit spoke so thing. Sorry for picking up your name. It's so easy because very common also. Amit spoke so and so, so and so. So my team, in about, let's say 15 minutes, we examine and we say, oh, these are the shortlists. You send a message to them, you come for the final interview. In final interview, already using some sort of a psychometrics, especially for sales and all, we use a lot of Thomas. So Thomas, that matching has been done. So if you look at it, the total time I was just calculating my own time is about 10 days into 8 hours. That is 80 hours. In 80 hours, me and my team have hired 300 people. I don't know what you say. Do you call
Great,
it
Dr.
bulk
Bhoon. In
hiring?
fact, from now on, my perspective of the infrastructure industry is actually completely gone. This is actually seen happening in a maybe in a tech environment or a IT profile or a telecom environment or banking profile, where people come in, okay, all these tech elements. I never thought that okay, such things are actually
This is
happening.
absolute tech. This is absolute tech.
I will just add a last point to this bulk hiring. I will not call it bulk hiring. I think about a month back we I carried out a trial with the co-pilot on the resume. So I fed my technical head's resume, which he joined about 3 years back. So I fed the resume into it, and I asked him, I want to, is this resume suitable for technical head of ready-mix RDC concrete, gara gara, blah blah blah. So a question diya, co-pilot. I was shocked. He gave me a summary, one page, and at the end he writes, the candidate appears to be highly suitable for this job. Actually, he has already been hired. After that, we have started using it. So so what I say, a ready-mix concrete company is now trying to use any tool which is available for recruitment. So right now, I think we have tried out Copilot. The Copilot will work for us. I think I'll close this recruitment part with this. Thank you, Subbu.
Thank you, Dr. Boone. In fact, using the word of co-pilot and everything, people would have not expected, okay, fine, such a thing is actually being used in a kind of a manufacturing or an infrastructure sector. Thanks for sharing it, Dr. Boone. And it motivates a lot of small, see, today's all such things are actually existing in the maybe in the top 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 organizations. But we have 2 lakh plus enterprises, and the people who are actually joining definitely look forward for this kind of advancements, what they can do. Thanks for sharing it, Dr. Boone. Before I move on to the next question, maybe I want to pick up some thoughts from Satish, because his industry requires more of a skillful workers, and any technological advancements you would like to share in terms of maybe with respect to hiring or maybe identifying the talent and keeping them reserved for future. Is there any kind of automated process that you follow, Satish?
Yeah. As a L&T, we have one platform that is a L&T EduTech. In EduTech, a lot many institutions, the premier institutions will register themselves in the EduTech. Through EduTech, we go for a campus interviews. Based on the automatically the EduTech, L&T EduTech is having a, many platforms in which based on their domain experts, candidates will upload their CVs and all, and campus interview throughout India. Pan India requirement will be catered by our EduTech corporate HR team. Pan India requirement, including that international requirement, manpower requirement will also be catered by our corporate office HR team, campus hiring team. Okay, and we make a small groups of interviewers, interview panel throughout India, and at a time, see, hundreds of people will be get interviewed based on their domain. So, and branches, say for example, the manufacturing, mechanical, metallurgy and all will be given to L&T Construction Equipment Limited, Bangalore. Defense and all, the electronics and communication, that thing and all, students will go to, will be shared to L&T Defense. Finance background from IAM and all, and will go to the team with the L&T Finance. So like that, the panel, small panel in a different groups will be Pan India, will interview hundreds of candidates within 3-4 days. We complete all the exercise, and further, if we required any manpower, specialized manpower in the sense, we float it in the People Strong platform. Hope you might have heard People Strong. Though we are using at present Success Factor, MyZone and all. In the People Strong, we float, and thousands of applications for the 2-3 posts also we used to receive thousands of applications. And these are all the platforms we are using, and digital editions and shared service centers are there, and through which we will carry out hundreds of candidates background at a time. Okay, and we are not facing any problem, say for example, with respect to bulk hiring and screening the candidates and interviewing the candidates and all by utilizing our panels and all this technology platform effectively we are using to cater our human resource requirement to the all establishment.
Thank you, Satish. I think why I was specifically asking this question was, okay, when it comes to highly skilled profiles, which is actually a need for your kind of an industry, and when you have ancillary units which actually supports, because a candidate who comes in might be a candidate for your other group company as well. And when you maintain a repository and when there is a need comes, because that's actually the raw talent pool that is actually required at any point of time in an organization. So thanks for sharing this, Satish. I think that actually helps us understand, okay, how this also can be partitioned and kept in for the future. Great. Now, I'm actually going to touch upon a slightly an interesting topic. Maybe I'll ask this to either Amit or to Dr. Bhoon. We are seeing Gen Z is actually stepping into the domain. They are all so used to high-tech mobile applications and everything. Okay, and for them, everything is instantaneous. I don't think they are actually now used to human touch at all. So even when you want to order a grocery, it comes in 10 minutes to you. You want to do a financial transfer within 10 seconds, it actually gets transferred. When such Gen Z kind of a population actually steps into an organization, from HR perspective, are we actually ready to meet their expectations? Amit, maybe.
Well, I think yes, the prima facie, if you look at Gen Zs, they want non-intrusive way. They want more pull-based information than push-based information. For that matter, you can now have this caveat for the larger audience too. I think a lot of us started because we are with Gen Zs, we started behaving that way as well. So it is very important that your systems become and start behaving like one, non-intrusive. For example, our entire sentiment analysis, employee sentiment analysis, runs on a platform called Amber by Infido. Now, this is an AI-driven chatbot, whether the conversation happens like a chat, and then you can look at the sentiment and how sentiments are moving, and you can course correct at any point of time. Say, for example, if someone is showing engagement level of 86 and it moves down to 70, you need to understand that why it happened and what can you do. Now, which was not possible before. We always knew and we always were into retention conversation or exit interviews. I think that has gone down because of the technological intervention. The second bit, what we have done is incorporation of AI assist. It is conversational AI. Look, a lot of people have a lot of questions. Now, they assume for it because you're calling up, you're not getting the response. Because of the conversational AI, we have this chatbot where you can ask anything. And it's not only HR policies, but all the processes and the documents available in Tata Play Fiber is uploaded there. You go, talk it out, 86% of the chances, and these are the numbers that I'm quoting from today's data point, 86% of your response would come from that chatbot, which would have come to us and we would have solved it. And the bigger problem in this kind of conversation is that you do not know whom to reach. This system is capable of generating ticket if that system is not capable of even solving your problem. And it will reach out to right person to give you a response.
Super.
And when Dr. Bhoon was talking about using Read AI, so for example, all our interviews are assisted with the TLDV. It's a similar kind of product where there are specific templates which can talk that how the conversation went, what kind of sentiment, how much time interviewers spoke, how much time candidates spoke, and you can go through that and make that decisive decisions. So Gen Zs are very non-intrusive. They want everything on pull-based systems. And I think our system will start getting aligned to it. For that matter, I think we started behaving in a certain way. For example, Amazon will not have any call. Have you seen Amazon calling up? You have phone number, you call up and they'll give you information, or everything is on chat. So they are making us Gen Zs, the entire platform these days.
So that's what, when people are so used to that kind of a platform, and when they step into an organization, their expectations also change, and they want HR to support in this model. Now, obviously, this is a generation which is actually a self-learning platform, right? If I want to learn, I don't want any instructor to come and tell me. I will learn it on my own. Do you have platforms? The gamified content of L&D is actually a classic example. Now, Amit, taking a cue from this particular point, the chatbots and others model, interesting question. The human touch of HRBB, is it fading away? What are your
Not
views
at all.
on?
Not at all. In fact, it is resisting. Look, the
Wow.
point is, if you go back in time, we never spoke to everyone. Today, at least I have, if not physical, I have a digital interaction with someone. For that matter, I become far more precise in my conversation with someone. In the erstwhile year, I always spoke about transaction. Today, with the context that I have become far more relational. And I think that's the true role of an HR, where you know the context and then you solve a problem. पहले कॉल आता था पे स्लिप नहीं आया सर, बोले पे स्लिप पहुंच जाएगा. Now you are not talking those problems, creating that time for yourself and using it for something far more meaningful, for retaining people, for having that conversation where people are going through tough time. And I think that's the true role of human resources, and technology is helping us do that.
Superb, Amit. Maybe Dr. Bhoon, would you like to validate from your industry
So I
perspective?
thought actually Amit has I don't know, he's just took away my same statement that actually the touch has increased.
Okay.
Amit Rai, Satish, I know, so I met you earlier physically also, but
Yes,
I
sir.
never knew who is Amit and who is Satish. Today I
Hmm.
know them. If I want to sort of engage them, I have the option available. I already know them. Now I'll tell you. So to break the little ice from this era, let me go back to 1971 when India fought a war with Bangladesh, and some people in your audience may be looking forward. But the old brigadier will also tell some stories relating to the old time, the new time. In 71, I was posted on the Chinese border. We got orders to send one brigade worth. Brigade is about 5,000 people, and I was told to sort of, it was selected, elected, whatever, that I will be the engineering support. That is, I will provide them the equipment. I will take care of their equipment. So I was supposed to go with them with about 30 people. So we moved from Chinese border to Dhaka, and we took about 7, 8 days, 10 days. War was going on, but we did not get actually involved. And we reached Dhaka after about, I think, 7 or 8 days. And I stayed there for 3, 4 days and came back. That is, I want to bring the context into it. I used to write a letter in those days to my home, and it will take about 7 days by the whatever channel. And after about 7 days, with 15 days, I'll get a reply. So my family did not know that I'm in war.
Yeah.
Today, I talk to my children, I talk to my wife on phone, everything. I talk to Subbu right now, he's sitting in front of me. Actually, the touch points have increased. They are more virtual now. Only difference is, and we are getting used to it. It's not that it's causing any harm. I cannot touch Subbu, I cannot touch Amit or Satish, but it appears that you are there. So I feel Amit is absolutely right. Actually, now the tools available are far too many to engage people, but only thing is it's not physical. It is physical is reduced, virtual has gone up multiple times. I just want to close with one example how we engage, how we touch people like this. Every Saturday, a lucky dip is actually designed by me. Since I have old experience and all, I design a lucky dip one day before, and lucky dip has got 5, 6 options. It's got a story, which is a work related story, and the guys have to select. I find hordes of people coming. Exactly 9:30 is released on Saturday. Saturday, because Saturday people are a little relaxed. 9:30 they want to see Bhoon Sahib today what he has said, and they log in email only they can answer, click, 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 and I see the graph going. This is engagement, huge engagement, no cost. Gaming, today people want gaming. If you have gaming, only thing you have to do is whatever is your purpose is, conceal that into a game and you touch it.
Great point, Bhoon. In fact, this gamification, it actually brings the child within our individual mindset, because irrespective of the age, your natural mindset will actually act like a child and you step into it. And that is why today L&D is actually, the gamification is the biggest success. And when you are actually saying that, okay, this kind of a module actually helps with also the employee engagement, I think that really works. And yeah, the HRBP module, which has a connect model, the human touch, it's great to have insights from both of you that, okay, this is actually going to be there. Yes, Satish.
Yeah, just I wanted to give a small example in spite of this automation. So how still that human touch is, is there in the sense. Say, for example, many of the times we call customer care for any Airtel, Gitel, or anybody, and there will be the messages. By pressing one, we will get one recorded message. Press two or something. Finally, it takes us to, if you want to talk to our customer executive, please press 9 like that. But most of the time, the people will press the 9 to talk to the customer executive, one to one. So, in spite of having and implementing all this technology and automation, still the people will prefer to talk to an customer executive by person to person, by person. So, like this, but with this example, just I would like to state that automation is not evading human touch. Still, the people prefer the humans,
Personal touch.
and this all this automation is having its own limitation, that finally to complete the circle the human touch is required. That's what I mean.
Great point, Satish. Yeah, naturally, whenever we want to touch base on something, we actually require instant results or instant answers. And we personally want to connect with somebody to get what exactly is happening. And we know as an individual, okay, what I can actually take it from automation, where I actually want to have a personal connect. Great. And that's coming from the HR fraternity that, okay, that's such a great insight, and that is going to be staying. The only thing is the HR BPs are now going to be more equipped and maybe having more empowerment in terms of, okay, supporting the employees. Great. Before I move on to the last question, one question to Dr. Bhoon. Dr. Bhoon, you've been into your past defense background and then been a CHRO HR head for a long term. And now you're also holding the portfolio of the operations COO as well as the technology head. Now, I'm asking a different question. From HR perspective, imagine I actually want to implement a technology. How does business looks into it? How does business approves it? Because obviously from business perspective, the ROA factor is the important factor, what they actually look upon. Here, we are not in a position to actually showcase that transparently. Okay, this is what exactly we'll get into results, etc. It has got an indirect advantage. So how business looks into it and what is business response onto it?
I think the whole ecosystem of technology and business has undergone a transformation during COVID and post-COVID. COVID forced people to use technology. Any business leader who thought, oh, yeah, I don't need this, he had no other option. He was forced by COVID. You'll have to work from home. I'm sorry. You start looking at things in a very different way. So, if you look at the post-COVID period, I was just checking up the last year's data of NSE 100 companies, the top NSE 100 companies. I just asked a co-pilot or somebody, and it gave me that the top line grew by 9.6%. Top line grew by 9.6%. The bottom line grew by 12%. So where has this 2.4% come? Extra? It means the companies made more money. So companies made more money. How? So he's giving, co-pilot is giving. He is giving cost-cutting initiatives, technology penetration. The second one is giving the technology penetration. So technology penetration is a positive thing for all businesses. All businesses are buying it. What I have seen is HR technology requirement is far less than the operations and other process requirement. Logistics operations is much more in HR. In my case, for example, my HR expenses on my total expenses. Incidentally, I'll just want to give you these figures. How this we used to spend about 2 rupees a cubic meter on technology about 4 or 5 years back. That's I got the data for this, especially for this conference. I got this data. Now we are spending. The CFO just told me. Latest he says is 10 rupees. From 2 rupees, I'm spending 10 rupees per cubic meter. For me, this is a big figure per cubic meter. Whereas my people cost has actually dropped by rupees 100 per cubic meter.
Super.
Now he says, the CFO as the CEO says, HR में कितना है? The HR is actually spending only 1% out of the total cost of technology. Out of the 10%, 1% or 10% is only going HR. 9% is going elsewhere. So because the other using other technologies, it has a cascading effect. So the using technologies in HR actually leverages your whole business, because ultimately it's people, especially in a people business like me. Even I think, and my colleagues also know, I mean, especially I think as a people, mine is largely a people business. The machines are not very great. In a people business, technology used on people can actually leverage much more than purely in terms of the number of productivity and all, much more than that. Then, of course, the technology gives you HR analytics. I can check why my retention is not. I can even check. No, for example, we carried a recent analysis which all colleges actually people do not join. Mind you, I hire a lot, but all don't join. That's very normal. So we check up. These colleges are not getting. So we tell the TP or somebody, we are not getting your people. We are not hiring your people because your people don't join. I had 10 people, only 3 join, 7 don't join. So somewhere, so like that. So in T&D, when a person starts the course, when he ends the course, we measure his transformation from a non-learner to a learner. So everywhere you're using to. Incidentally, we have a simulator in head office. Fortunately, all my 117 plants are similar. We have put one technology into it, which is one vendor, and the same vendor has given me a simulator. So what I'm doing is, I am not now training people on live system at all. We are training people like pilots. Well, we give him a hold of the simulator remotely, and he works on the simulator, runs it, and then the output, everything he can see. You can also measure his efficiency, how efficiently it did. Even fault finding can be done. So the whole training is virtually virtual. So it means technically, if you look at it, I have gone from 3.5 days to 5 days now, but the cost has actually come down because the technology enables me to leverage it. So technology used in HR can actually bring down your cost. So the CEO or the whoever is the decision maker, he has to just be told that it's not an expenses. It is actually an investment which will give you much far better results than purely maybe not using it, or probably saying HR doesn't need that much technology, somebody else needs it. All HR functions today need technology. They need to be based on technology. And then only you will get HR analytics, which Satish was mentioning. HR analytics actually need to be used almost on anything and everything. Even we are using HR analytics even for psychometrics, or rather personality tests. Personality tests, I'll give you, I'll then close with this thing. About 3 years back, when I did a huge personality test on my people, I came to know that energy levels are very high in my company. I don't have to worry about it. Actually, I need people with energy level because it's a field work. But the curiosity is very low. We started looking at curiosity. Then we started asking, why don't you ask questions? Ask uncomfortable questions. So we started working on it. So the curiosity goes up. We are Great Place to Work certified. So you get a lot of data out of it. Lot of data, the same data is used basically to correct wherever the corrections are required and make people more empowered, more learn more, and they will deliver more. So ultimately, technology gives you a leverage. If you spend 5 rupees, you are actually going to get 50 rupees out of it. So it's not a cost. It is actually like a investment on which you get return on investment, which is far higher than the investment.
So the amount that we spend on HR, on technology is nothing but is not a cost, but on investment. Great. Well said, Dr. Bhoon. And I think, yeah, it makes very logical point, because today, as we all progress, I think that's important for every organization to understand and execute on it. Okay. Now coming to last question, we have some questions on the chat board as well. We will see what is it, depending on the time frame, we will actually look into it. One last question, and the best is reserved for the last. What is going to be the future of the technology in HR? We here and there we touched upon certain automations, artificial intelligence, but how it is going to translate? Maybe I'll just take a minute from each one of you. I'll start with Dr. Bhoon. I would like to go next with Satish and with Amit, so that this can be the last question where audience can actually understand from the perspective from the industry experts. Yes, Dr. Bhoon.
Okay, firstly, I think we should accept that it's a virtual world. I do agree with Satish that some physical touch is required. I'm not denying that. Ultimately, Subbu did meet me in person, apart from talking. So I grant that part. I'm not saying it has to be 100% virtual. I feel HR role will be, technology will reduce the HR role to three parts. And these are all purely my perception, my view. One is leadership. Leadership will never go away. You'll always need leader. You can bring any amount of AI, anything like that. You'll always need a leader, somebody who is ahead and somebody is this thing. So you need to develop leaders. That technology will help you, but it will not get developed on its own. So the HR role will be, first role will be how to develop leaders. Second will be they need to increase collaboration using technology. The collaboration is actually the collaboration is going to get more and more and more. We are getting so well connected. So collaboration is the one where the last one, I think, which I think all through our conversation we forgot about it. I also want to tell you, we have an initiative called Margdarshan in RTC Concrete. Margdarshan is a mentoring program. Almost all the youngsters have a mentor, the one who is experienced, who is actually, I personally train the mentor how to mentor. Well, small program, not a big one. Today, one of the problem with the younger generation has is the stress levels are far higher than my generation used to have it. You can see it also. Like we measure it incidentally. There is a question in our, we get a lot of feedback in our training. Are you under stress? We give three options. No, partially, I am stressed. And I mind you, I get all three. I get no, I get partial, and the stress levels exist. So to cater to the stress level, one of the answer which I got was mentoring and coaching. The mentor is, and mentor is not his boss. Eh? We put a mentor who is far away from the boss, who doesn't bother about his boss. He's independent. He can tell him anything. And we have told him it is very confidential between both of you. Share it. उसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं भड़ास निकालो. I mean, let it out.
Yeah.
Leadership, collaboration,
Mentorship.
and mentoring and coaching will be the three major functions when HR will be practically, physically involved. Thank you.
This is like the principles of HR, Dr. Bhoon. Okay, when you actually follow this, and this will continue forever, and things are, it's yeah, great to have words from you. Maybe I'll take some insights from Satish.
Sir, actually, this technology-driven HR activities will continue like this. How we have, as you given an example, that the making a payment used to put it in an envelope and all, go to the person and disbursing that salary to the where he was working with the machine and all. From there to this level, we have passed on, and we have inculcated and imbibed by the new technologies where it has come, and it will continue like this also in future. But by virtue of entering more and more industries and coming business expansions and all, this technology to the extent of their sectors, say for example, the technology, adapting technology or automation in a manufacturing sector, HR manufacturing sector is different compared to HRBP, and it is different to than a service sector and different to an IT sector. So to the extent of their sectors, this technology and automation will take place, and accordingly it will move on in future also in this motion only. And the only thing, the HR being as an HR, we need to update and adapt. Otherwise, we'll get fail. So ये चलता रहेगा ऐसा ही. हम we must update ourselves with the phasing technology.
That is, our current evolution is actually happening, and it is in the process. It's not like, okay, there is an end to it, and be part of that particular journey of evolution. Great, well said, Satish. Superb. The last few words from Amit.
I see the AI downstream, and I'm saying the combination of generative AI, conversational AI, deep learning, and automation. The entire combination will create far more intelligence in future. Okay. But it is very important for us to be knowing the boundaries. Look, the entire fundamental of technology is that it will make system unbiased. But we as human beings, we as HR professionals should not become too much biased towards technology too. So I am trying to put us again back in the center that the pace of technology is going to head, and it's going to change. It's going to, so for example, Sam Altman just said that the kind of intelligence that you're witnessing in next 1,000 days would be humongous. You will have super intelligent systems talking to you. I'm saying that intelligent part, let's not get swayed by it. It is very important that where we draw the line. So ethical AI will come into picture. That's very important. And we should not become too much over biased towards technology, but the pace would be humongous. You will not even imagine. And I was telling you in the beginning that you will question that why did I do that 3 years back? It's not relevant. It's so that is going to hit us far frequent. So this is how I believe things would unfold. It will be a very surprising time for us ahead for sure. So I am looking forward to it. I think we'll.
So I think the statement what Satish used, okay, from evolution. Okay, Dr. Bhoon said that, okay, basics, stick on to the basic leadership mentor, important aspect. Satish said that, okay, it's an evolution and we are actually part of that evolution. And Amit, you actually touched upon that, okay, how it actually has to be there, how the automation, and it's early gone were the days where like, okay, a decade was an experience. Every decade some changes were happening. Now you are actually highlighting that, okay, in every 3 years you are actually going to witness it. Great point. I think that's rightly said, and I think that we are all witnessing today. Coming from the staffing background at this point of time, Amit, I used to always discuss with my HR. Okay, I always say that, okay, when so much of technology and advancement happening, why not we actually do it today? Even when you want to order something or when you want to do, you are using a lot of voice chats to get everything done, right? For
Yeah.
example, if I'm actually if I'm not well, okay, fine. You open your app and say that, okay, fine, I'm not well. How many sick leaves are there? Your artificial intelligence actually coordinates everything and then say that, okay, fine, you have 4 days leave. Do you want to apply leave for the day? You say yes. Then it says, okay, today you have 6 meetings, out of which 2 are external meetings and 4 are internal meetings. Can I send out of the office mail immediately? That's it. In 10-15 seconds, your actually process gets over. So, and whatever that we speak now are not something that, okay, it is not going to happen. It is going to happen very soon. I think you rightly pointed out. I think with this, we are actually coming to the end of the session. I thoroughly enjoyed having conversation with all of you. Before we close, maybe for the next 2-3 minutes, we'll just look upon people who are actually asked for some kind of questions on the chat. There are a lot of good questions which are coming. Maybe in the interest of time, maybe 2 or 3 questions, we'll just have a look at it. Yeah, one of the question, it says that how can technology support compliance and regulatory adherence? Very important point for HR. Maybe Dr. Boom, would you like to actually take over it?
Okay, we are having a
Or
portal
anyone?
on compliance. Firstly, we are having a this portal on compliance, safety, and all these things. So it's managed to, but I'll give you only one example. It is actually becoming far easier. Right, since I believe in telling stories, I'll tell you a very not a very old story. We have a plant in somewhere in Assam somewhere where there's the compliance says that you need to have a pollution control, clearance, but we don't have it. So this is a client that is Dalmia Cement. I'll name them. They're a very good client. Dalmia Cement is setting up a cement factory to which we are supplying concrete. So it's a, I think about 3 or 4 months old story. So I went to one of these AI. I asked, is this site of Dalmia has a environmental clearance? It gave the answer, yes, it has. Then I said, is the document publicly available? It said it has. I download here. So I downloaded the document. Then I asked the third question, is the most valid, which the legal guys are not agreeing. He says, since this whole site is environmentally clear, I have a small plant there. Is it also environmentally clear? He said, by very nature of this, it should be. However, you will have to check the local guide. Well, he gave me a complete answer on compliances. Today, any questions you have, any issues you have, one, of course, you have to ensure. So there is a portal, yeah, this is complied or not complied. For example, 6 years back, I didn't want to say that, I used to have 20, 30 contractors for my people, associates. Today, I have just one. And who takes care of their compliance? I'm sorry, it is that one contractor who takes care. I don't have to go to anybody. And I believe him. And he has the wherewithal. I have to. This is how it is going to work out. He has technology, he has everything, he will make sure. So either I outsource or I use technology to compliance is becoming far easier, provided you don't have any intention. Your intentions are clear. I want to comply. I want to comply with rules and regulations. Everybody wants to break rules. Why should I? If that is true, then it's not a problem.
Thank you, Dr. Boom. Satish, yeah, you are having a point. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, just to due to paucity of time, I will not take much time. I will straight away hit the point. And to ease of business, government is also felt the need of adapting technology and the making a user-friendly portals to the employer and employees, workers. Okay, in that regard, a lot many government portals you can see that they are made it very easy in compared to previous. I am using just a PF and ESI portal. That the earlier there was no portal. We used to do it in a manually everything. Now you can in a finger touch you can comply, making complaints. Making challenge will be automatically generated, and only thing your Excel format has to be loaded there. And labor license, only thing in a one shot you can apply it. And annual returns we have to various government departments. One annual returns will cover 8 to 9 acts. Okay, annual returns and half yearly returns, everything government also made it very easy. And this automation and technology driven by government portals and all is also made our work easy. And this way, and if we have a database with us, and just in a fingertips we can transfer the data into the government portals and we can comply the compliances.
Superb. So which means there is a technology that is available for us to actually look into it, check into it, and being compliant to it. Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Bhoon, and thank you, Satish. I think most of the other questions are actually kind of a very normal in nature, remote working, and things are there. I think the technology is already in place. With this, we will actually conclude this webinar. First of all, I would like to thank the three panelists, Dr. Bhoon, Mr. Satish, and Mr. Amit, for joining us today and giving us your insightful experience, and through which the audience are actually gaining a lot. In fact, I have actually gained a lot. That's something that I can actually proudly speak about it. Thank you so much.